Philadelphia is a great place that many Americans love because of its historic significance. But what is it actually like to live here? Today, we're discussing some negative aspects you may want to consider if you are thinking about moving to the city of brotherly love. Philadelphia experiences all 4 seasons, but its winters can be cold and snowy. For those who prefer milder climates or dislike challenges that winter weather brings, such as shoveling snow and navigating icy roads, this climate may not be ideal. And it's not as bad as Pittsburgh, Buffalo, or Cleveland, so it can definitely be worse. One benefit I think that may not get talked about here is that they do get above the national average for sunny days. So you will get sun, but the winter season will be harsh. Philadelphia sports fans are renowned for their intense passion and loyalty to their teams. This city will more closely resemble the South or Midwest with sports fandom rather than a coastal town. This may seem harmless, but if you walk up to a random person, you may be expected to know how the Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, or Eagles are doing, just like you know the weather. Now, if you're not from Philly or aren't a sports fan, let me tell you why sports may be a unique issue here compared to other places. The Eagles, for a long time, were the only team in professional sports that had a jail in the stadium. You heard that right. The fans get rowdy enough here, they had a jail cell. If that's not enough, the Eagles had never won a Super Bowl, and after they beat the Patriots in 2018, they had such a celebration where they partied all night, set places on fire, littered in the street, and even damaged cars. That was before having the parade later. As a sports fan myself, I think I'd love living somewhere with the passion and unity of a place like Philly that supports their teams. But if you aren't a sports fan, you may find this intensity and passion overwhelming. One could easily argue that Philadelphia is the most important city in our country, especially when you take into account the founding of our country and the history preserved there. Philadelphia's rich history is a source of pride, but it also means strict regulations on modifying historic buildings, and residents may face limitations on home improvements or renovations due to preservation guidelines, impacting their ability to customize their living spaces according to their personal preferences. Furthermore, Philadelphia is still involved in politics. Pennsylvania is one of the biggest battleground states, and Philadelphia will get more political ads, rallies, and focus than many cities in the entire country. Philadelphia itself is a very liberal city, so many Democrats love gathering there. But because of its historic significance, Republicans do as well. My point is, this city is still in the forefront for politics and making history. If you don't like either, it could be a bit frustrating at certain points, especially around election season. These days, just about every major city has affordability and cost of living struggles, and Philadelphia is no exception. Housing costs in particular are notably high here compared to the national average. Rent and property prices are often a considerable portion of an individual's or family's budget, making it difficult for those on a tight financial plan. Additionally, everyday living expenses like groceries, transportation, and utilities contribute to the overall higher cost of living as well. Philadelphia has its own wage tax and even tax on sugary drinks. In addition to the regulations we discussed earlier for historic areas, there is just a lot out of residents' control here. Thankfully, their property tax rates are only about half of what Pittsburgh assesses, so do your research on that too. While Philadelphia offers a diverse job market, some industries may not have as many opportunities as other major cities. People looking for careers related to history, sports, and politics will likely have great opportunities here. But prospective residents, particularly those seeking employment in specific sectors, need to research the job market thoroughly to ensure that the city aligns with their professional goals. Philadelphia, like many major cities, has areas with higher crime rates. Their violent crime rate is more than double the national average, for example. That doesn't mean there aren't safe places here, but choosing the right place becomes even more crucial to secure a living environment for individuals and families, especially those concerned about safety. Speaking of families, raising a family isn't necessarily easy here in Philadelphia either. While we already discussed some reasons, like economic conditions, winter climate, and crime rates being high, there are other reasons why Philadelphia may be a difficult place to raise a family. For those with children, the state of the education system is a significant consideration. While there are excellent schools in Philadelphia, the overall public education system has faced many challenges. Depending on where you can afford to live, it may be better to seek alternative education means if the local school has negative outcomes. While Philadelphia does have parks and green spaces for kids to run around, you may not have as much room for kids to run around in a safe, clean environment. Many adults see an improvement of their mental health after getting outdoors too. And for those who value being active outdoors and in nature, the limited availability of green spaces may be a drawback. Personally, I love Philly, but let me know what you think of Philadelphia. Please like the video if you got value from this today, and subscribe so you don't miss great content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.